People ask us about property taxes all the time, so that's what we're talking about today. Property taxes in Riverside County, Mello Roos, community facility districts, and hero loans. Here we go. Hi, Chris here with Active Realty. I am married to Jessica. She's also a realtor. We have two wild boys, Joshua and Bobby, and a little doggy named Zoe. Like I said, property taxes come up all the time. Some of our clients focus on it a lot, which is a good thing. And if they don't bring it up right away or at all, we make sure to point it out once we get to looking at certain properties in certain areas. But as a rule of thumb, in our area, Murrieta, Temecula, Menifee, here in Riverside County, the newer the homes, the higher the taxes will be. We define low, medium, and high taxes as follows. Low is 0 to only a few $100s per year. This is a 1.1 to 1.4 property tax rate. Medium is a few hundred to 1 or 2,000 of special assessments per year. That makes for a 1.5% rate. And high is a couple thousand per year in special assessments, and this makes for over 2% or more. Some of this can get a little bit wonky, so we hope you don't fall asleep. Another term for Mello Roos is Community Facility District, abbreviated as CFD. When the developers are seeking approval for a new project like a housing tract, the city or the county where a new project is going to be located will negotiate the impact fees for new schools, the infrastructure, and things like that with the developer. You may have heard of Prop 13, which limits the amount that taxes can go up each year. This has helped the homeowners, but arguably has put some tough restrictions on local governments like the cities and the counties to pay for police, fire, and infrastructure. The term Mello Roos is super common. This name refers to the co-authors Henry Mello and Mike Roos in the California State Legislature when the bill was passed in 1982. We use the term special assessments as it's shown on the Riverside County tax bills. Mello Roos and special assessments basically mean the same thing.
There's a presentation given by Greg Butler, the Assistant City Manager of Temecula, to the Temecula Trekkers, which is a local real estate lender industry type of organization. He goes over community facility districts and he gets into some of this other stuff, the Measure C. We won't cover that in this video. There's a definition of a CFD, financing tool for local governments to fund facilities and services, infrastructure, public services. There's our Mello Roos again, the Mello Roos Act, 1982. Generally bonds. We use a similar general rule of thumb where it's basically 1% plus special assessments in your new construction areas in particular to get you closer to that 2% I mentioned earlier as your high tax rate. Potentially multiple CFDs, city, school districts, water districts. There's some of them in Temecula like that. Wolf Creek, Crown Hill, Harveston. We've got a video on Harveston, you should check that out. And Roarpaw Ranch, we also have a video on that one. Check that one out too. I like this map that shows us the districts. Roarpaw Ranch up there. I like how he includes this sample tax bill. See, we've got Harveston here. Just looking at your total taxes for the year, that's $7,156 on an assessed value of $471. I'm going to take this total tax number here, $7,156. Notice that's paid in 2 installments, $7,156.86 divided by 471. It's a 1.5195% tax rate, so that's 1.52 rounded, and we call that medium. Do the CFDs. There's Harveston A, B. This one's Harveston 11. But you can see these lines: 868, 116, 248. Those are the big ones on this bill. There's some other lines, like Water District bond. Let's look at another example. This is a property tax disclosure. It's a 15-page document for a new construction project in Murrieta. This is moving to Murrieta is the channel name, so let's look at Murrieta 2. I'll jump up to page 2 where it's got a summary of the Mello Roos and the community facilities district CFDs. This one has 3 of them. French Valley is the second one. 852 max. And a $400 line item. Here's everything on page 9. This first section, ad valorem, those are based on the value, Latin, ad valorem for value. So, for example, a $400,000 property would be 1% is the general, so 4,000 of the general based on the value, and then these smaller percentages for 1.046, 1.05 rounded. That plus these direct amounts that are static, including the CFDs, the Mello Roos. So 1,600, 850, 400, and then the rest of them totals 3,050 plus the 4,000 and change up here. So at least 7,000 per year taxes on this one. And that'll be getting closer to your 2% higher taxes.
So people ask, do these ever fall off? Do they ever go away? And our answer to that is no, not really. They're consider them permanent. That's our short answer. The longer answer, if I pull back up that Temecula presentation, you'll see that there's Wolf Creek with a maturity of 2034, Crown Hill 2035, and then back to this one for new construction. It says 40-year bond. Here's the Menifee one ends in 2064. So yes, that does end in theory. Will you own the property by the time some of these things start to roll off? Probably not. And they can also be refinanced. So that's just another reason to basically consider them permanent. Last thing I'll talk about is the Hero loan. You will see a Hero loan line item. Usually I'll have WRCOG on it, Western Riverside Council of Government. So it has an air of legitimacy to it. The county was involved with this, but it sort of turned into a negative thing where people weren't fully understanding how much they were paying. They were focused more on a monthly payment amount, and contractors were emphasizing how it's tax deductible, and it seems like it's government related or even sort of free seeming. But the people would end up sort of stuck with a big loan when they're trying to sell their property. For example, here's a story that was in the Press Enterprise a few weeks ago. This woman was surprised to start getting hit with $5,000 more per year on her property taxes and a $48,000 total lien on her property, and it wasn't too uncommon, unfortunately. Anyway, Hero loans, in my opinion, not so great. We could maybe do a video on that, but we promise videos a lot and sometimes we don't get to it. Like we're supposed to do Winchester this week. Life happens and sometimes we just make a property tax video. But I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.